The friends came through on Ready to Love. Expectations were high, but the results not so much.
Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about OWN Network's reality-based TV series, Ready to Love, season number 8, episode number 8.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please click that like button, send us your comments, and if you can, please share this video.
Nephew Tommy convenes a meeting in the ladies' lounge with the 6 remaining ladies and gives them an assignment. That is to introduce their best connections with their best friends this week. So first up was Katerina. She chose her friend Allie to introduce her connections, Philip and Herbert.
When Ali met Philip, she told him that Katerina is a woman who's accustomed to a certain kind of communication and can he keep up? And he mentioned that he sent Katerina a text which she didn't respond to.
Must have been the
So,
invisible kind.
yeah, pretty much. So she gave Ali her phone to show him that he never sent this text.
Receipts.
And it was embarrassing, and he apologized immediately.
He backed up, didn't he? Make conversation on something that he knew was not accurate. Cat wasn't having it.
So Herbert came through,
Mm-hmm.
and Herbert met Ali, of course, and she asked him if he was uncomfortable because Philip was there, and they said, like, hey, we're fine, we're boys, nothing to see here. And she asked Herbert, well, what does he think about her girl? He likes Katerina's vibe. The best thing to happen is basically that she can date him
Right.
because he brings all.
Everything she needs to the table.
Katerina wasn't amused by that statement. So Ali asked Herbert, well, where is Katerina in the mix? And he said Katerina is in his top three, but she's not the top.
Finesse was not part of his response.
No, it was not because he came across as lackadaisical. It seemed like he didn't really care. Make her feel like he wants her.
Arguably uninterested.
Ali said that while Philip may not have a mouthpiece like you usually say, he is better than Herbert because she is getting ladies' man vibes from him. Katerina said, well, not so much. He thinks their relationship is stagnant. That's an awful thing to say.
Thank you, water.
And that Herbert is giving the vibe that he may be a ladies' man. So I guess it's a non-starter on both of these men for her.
Next up was Aries. Aries had a couple of her friends, brother Lacey and her girl Stephanie,
Yes.
to check out her best connections, Philip and Chris.
Stephanie asked Chris what he likes about her girl, and he said that Aries is naturally calming. She has a calming and soothing vibe, and
Peaceful.
he has nothing negative to say about her because, she is very peaceful and soothing, and I'm surprised he didn't say motherly. But
Kind of
my
hard on that brother, ain't you?
me?
Uh,
No. Asked Philip the same question, and Philip admitted that once he met Stephanie and Lacey, he was nervous. So he started making these goofy jokes that didn't make any sense. Lacey asked Philip what it's gonna feel like dating an ambitious woman, and Philip said that, yeah, he likes that because he had to reinvent himself.
so he understands having going back between multiple businesses that you have to be that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's what he was promoting,
Mhm.
but he said that he once owned a cleaning business. He went back to 9 to 5 and then he returned to the business that he had. But I'm pretty sure he told that chick who don't like the sound of blackness in her voice.
AKA Kira,
Uh-huh. Didn't he tell her he was a insurance adjuster?
something like that.
If I'm mistaken, you guys can correct me.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure he said he was an insurance
Okay,
adjuster.
yeah, go with that.
So
Absolutely.
so does he have multiple businesses?
He may have. This might be
All
the
right.
case.
All right then. Well, when Chris was asked how does he move in a relationship, Brother Chris said that he believes he should be the breadwinner and that the woman should relax and just do her. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that last week when Aries met the ex said that a relationship with him was one of servitude, that you got to be on beck and call 24/7 and that there was no comfort or grace or even support given, and she headed out the door at the dead of night. When did he become supportive? She's a hard worker. How then would she have time to be a woman who
Is in servitude to her man.
yes,
Maybe when Chris realized that he may be up for possible elimination amongst the ladies.
maybe that happens when he's asleep.
Oh, but not in reality.
Yeah,
He's dreaming, huh?
yeah,
Oh,
happens.
we say he's not woke. Oh, not a good look, Chris.
When the man left, Lacey liked Chris's mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
They all thought that he was all warm and fuzzy and
Mm-hmm.
he would be that covering
Mm-hmm.
for Aries.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie said that she understands why Aries would like Philip,
Mm-hmm.
but she thought that his work situation was sketchy or his money wasn't right.
Something a little hesitant about him
You
there.
could tell they were both
There were questions.
there were questions,
Mm-hmm. That
but
remained.
they recommended that she think more about what she's doing
Yes.
because Lacey said basically that he doesn't think that Philip can handle an ambitious woman like she is.
Mhm.
And in
That was
the
coming from a man, so she
uh-huh.
better pay attention to what he's saying.
And in her confessional, she said she was emotionally connected to Philip,
Yes.
but she also likes Chris. So that's what it is.
Hmm. Your girl Janelle had her girl Quinn come through and meet her connections, and that would be Quentin and Herbert.
Herbert showed up with a gift,
Self-care products. Yeah.
self-care products,
Hmm.
and of course, Quentin was just sitting there sizing him up because Quentin does look like he say a lot, but he does stare you down a little bit.
He was caught off guard and starting at a disadvantage, shall we say?
Yeah, he was caught flat-footed. He
Right.
should have
Exactly.
had something in his
Yeah.
hand to impress.
So he tried to grin it off.
Quinn asked some very smart questions.
Hmm.
What do they like about Janelle
Hmm.
and why? Herbert said that Janelle was a whole thug.
Is that a compliment? I'm just asking. Is that a compliment?
Well, trust and believe it wouldn't help the situation if you call me a thug.
No, I wouldn't think so either. You might have to use a little bit of upper body movement to give
I,
to deeper response.
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
He said that she's a sweet woman, but she could flip on you. Every woman has a switch.
Yeah. She can flip on and off at a
So
moment's
that's not a
notice.
surprising thing.
No.
It behooves the man to know where
Understand where
that
the
switch
switch is.
is
Yep.
and
And to
stay
keep it
up.
off, keep it down as much as possible, not up.
Let me see if I can get some money to put in your collection.
Am I preaching?
Yeah,
Okay.
because some men are not smart enough to understand that's how it goes. They rush into a whole lot of problems when
Unintended. Because they never
when they
saw
don't
coming.
understand
Yeah.
that. You,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Got a
Um,
witness. Got a witness.
Quentin said he thinks Janelle is a gorgeous woman. She's driven and she's grounded. She is not for everyone. She could be a handful, but she's not a handful for him. And that was an excellent response. And
Got to check on that one.
even Quinn said, "Hold up, brother.
Hmm?
I
She,
like I like where you're going with this
yeah,
conversation.
young brother scored some points, major
Yeah,
points.
major
He
points."
recovered based on the flat-footed start he got off to.
The conversation comes up about timeline and children.
Hmm.
And what did Quentin say?
Quentin said that yeah, he wants to get married and he was interested in having a family sooner than later, but he didn't give any specific time frame because I think that he's aware that Janelle has a specific time frame that she wants to kind of adhere to, and that being sometime within the course of the calendar year. She wants to be engaged and then on the way to marriage, and then want to have a family shortly thereafter.
She's pretty clear about that. But Herbert said that
No, no, no.
it it takes him some time to know who a person is, and he not even gonna try to cap with or align himself with the time schedule that Janelle has set.
And I'm not necessarily taking up for Herbert in in what I'm about to say, but I think that Janelle ought to really slow her roll about adhering to this, I guess, time frame that she's got lined up for her life. That kind of thing, I believe, should happen organically. And these guys just met her, so for her to be talking about that, right from the very beginning, is I think maybe some reason why she is in, or may have something to do with why she is in the position that she is at her age.
Well, I would be curious to know why she broke up with her last boyfriend, but I understand where she's going. However, she gotta focus more on the man
And not, maybe
and
not,
not that hyper focus on a schedule,
yeah, or
because it will start to appear that she's more interested in the schedule rather than the man.
yeah,
So
she
she gotta know how to walk that tightrope that she has set for herself
right,
and sort of tamp down her expectations.
and also kind of really put just, I guess, her what seems like her preoccupation with her biological clock to the side and say, okay, let me try to get to know this man and see if there's anything that we can do moving forward together.
Well, sometimes putting aside that biological clock can be difficult.
Absolutely, it
So
can
it's
be
not an easy task, to tell you the truth.
right, but the alternative is that she really risk or jeopardizes missing out on an opportunity that really could be good for her because that's front and center.
And he could be saying what she wants to hear too. So she got to be careful that the pace of her timetable doesn't go beyond choosing a person or being involved with a person that is right for her.
Yeah.
That is
Overall, I think Quinn was more impressed with Quentin than
yes.
she was with Herbert.
Right, because Herbert is still saying that he wants to go slow, and she clearly doesn't have time for that.
Mhm.
And I think in that moment she just dismissed him as a potential suitor.
Mhm. Yeah. Next up was Lee. Lee had an opportunity to introduce her friend Muffin to Quentin as well.
Yes,
Mhm.
and Quentin came to the house. I'm not sure if Muffin was the right person to invite. Muffin fell short on most of the questions that she
Yeah,
asked.
now, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she say that she and Lee met in the club?
Yes, yes. And I don't think that sat right with Quentin.
Mhm.
He started asking questions about, well, tell me stories of your friendship.
Mhm.
And he, in his confessional, said that was curious that they didn't tell him any stories regarding their friendship.
Mhm.
And he thought their friendship was suspect because once he started saying that, Muffin started telling him that Lee was a wife material,
Okay.
and that she is a good girl, and Muffin is the one who's the party girl and not Lee. Lee likes to be turned up on her couch,
Yeah, home more of a homebody.
a homebody,
Yeah.
rather than being in the club. I don't think he received that in a positive
No,
way
I don't think he
because
was overly impressed by
right.
that. And he gathers information and processes it and kind of makes a determination of how he's going to move based on the information that he's
Yeah,
got.
he doesn't get sidetracked by a woman being attracted to him
Mm,
at all.
right.
He's gonna keep that focus going.
Yeah. Speaking of sidetracked, I think Muffin may have gotten
Yeah,
sidetracked in terms of the questions.
Muffin failed the assignment. She got distracted looking at Quentin and his muscles and all that he is, giving him a pass on everything, and it seemed like Lee was openly annoyed. If Muffin didn't do the task, why didn't Lee ask him what she needed to ask him?
Yeah, as a safety net, a plan
Yeah,
B.
yeah.
She could have spoken right up there and interjected. You know,
I'm just
I
saying.
think she's grown enough to handle that part of it, especially if her friend falls short.
Right. I find it curious that a woman she said is a friend and a who brings over a possible suitor, and she was overly enthused about hugging Quentin once he decided to leave. I thought that her friend was overly flirtatious.
Sierra was next up, and she had an opportunity to invite two of her friends, Olivia and Delton, to meet her two connections, and those were.
Marie and Herbert.
Hmm.
And Marie came through and he did what he had to do because, Sierra is always turned up and she's a wildflower and she is what she is. And then Herbert came through
Hmm.
and Olivia asked Maria, well, what do you like about my sister?
Hmm.
And he said, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, the looks is there
The looks is
already.
there. She has something up in the mental.
Hmm.
And that's attractive and sexy to him.
Hmm.
So he's all about his girl Sierra.
Right, and he likes her personality
And
as
he
well.
loves her personality.
Yeah.
And when they asked Herbert the same question,
Herbert said chemistry.
Herbert basically said that he goes into testosterone overdrive when he around Miss Sierra. When
Delton.
he asked Marie what are his plans for the future, he said, well, he really want to get married.
Hmm.
He not saying that they're gonna get married tomorrow, but he has a timeline as well, and he thinks he could do it in a year.
Yeah, and he's about it for certain, and
And
that's why he's
he's
there.
serious about it.
Exactly.
That's why he's there.
Hmm.
And Herbert, he said he can't give anybody a schedule or a time. Herbert is about the fun, and he's
On his way to
the fun
marriage.
on his way to marriage, which is a totally different situation going on.
Man, and I don't think that answer rubbed Sierra too well.
No, it didn't. I don't think that Sierra is feeling any of these guys.
Something tells me that she would like to be feeling up on Herbert, but not feeling him.
Yeah, the friends advised her that Maria was a better choice
Hmm.
because he ready.
Hmm.
But Herbert, he just want to get with you.
And Jessica had her opportunity to introduce her connections to her friends, Nyla and Tony.
Yes.
Hmm.
And when
Chris and
Chris
Marie
and
were
Maria
her
rolled
connections.
through,
Yep.
Maria bought a gift for Jessica and
Hmm.
he apologized for the situation that occurred when she met his ex. She was appreciative of the gift. It was a candle.
Hmm.
And the friend asked Chris what he likes about Jessica,
He struggled.
and it was crickets. He couldn't put a good sentence together.
Not a
Do you
good,
hear what I'm
not
saying?
off to a good start.
He did say I'm physically attracted to her, and that was
It took
it.
him a minute to get to that point, though.
Right, right.
That wasn't the first thing he said.
The struggle is real.
For him, apparently,
Chris said
no.
that Jessica had a strong personality. When the friend said, "Do you want her to be more open and
Hmm.
vulnerable and soft?"
Okay, yeah.
He said, "Yeah, that's what I respond to, someone being soft." And
Marie,
Marie,
he said he was okay with a strong woman, didn't he?
yeah,
Hmm. He said he didn't have any problems with with a communication style, but he was very comfortable with it. Ella and Tony like Marier's answers much more so. He was much more definitive than Chris was.
And much more open.
Yes.
Chris seemed like he was uptight.
Hmm.
And in fact, I don't think Chris likes Jessica at all. Lee said that her friend was mesmerized by Quentin and that she didn't get a whole lot of good information. Janelle said that she met with Herbert and Quentin and she has a feeling that Herbert could not be trusted.
That's not a
Not even.
good response.
Not even. Jessica said, as it relates to Chris, it's going to be a hard pass.
Yeah, the date just went.
Sarah said she feels Herbert may be a little. Olivia said when he sat down, "Oh, I heard about you. I hear you're a player."
Ooh, so he came with a rep
Yeah, yeah,
coming into
coming
the
in.
meeting.
Right.
That's
So
not
in
good.
the end, based on our calculation, Herbert was voted off the island, and
Cat did the honors, didn't she?
Kat had the honors of doing that.
Mm. And Chris was sweating in his meeting with Aries, though. He didn't know, but he survived this week.
We thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. God bless you. May God keep you. The babies are going back to school. Ask for the protection of God on them and their lives and everything that concerns them. Don't leave your children out there without covering them in prayer. Peace, love, blessing, and abundance upon you and yours. Blessings forever.
Hmm.
Bye bye.
See you.